NBA takes a major hit in the first week of the season. What's going on? The 2024 NBA regular season has just begun, but we're already seeing big emotions and surprises. In just 1 week, fans have been treated to thrilling games and stories that are already stirring things up behind the scenes. Opening night last Tuesday was marked by the Boston Celtics celebrating their 2023-24 championship title against the New York Knicks. At the same time, the moment everyone had been waiting for finally arrived. Bronny James, son of the legendary LeBron James, made his long-awaited NBA debut. He suited up for the Los Angeles Lakers in a 110-103 win over the Minnesota Timberwolves. A debut full of expectations and pressure. The impact of the first games. Since then, the new season has brought several exciting rematches from last year's playoffs, with 3 teams standing out in an impressive way: the Celtics, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Oklahoma City Thunder, who remain undefeated so far. The action on the court has been electrifying, but can the same be said for what's happening off the court? Viewership plummets. What's behind these numbers? Despite all the excitement on the court, the NBA is facing a tough challenge off the court. According to Awful Announcing, viewership for nationally televised games during the first week has dropped sharply compared to last year. This is a warning sign for the league. The only exception was the doubleheader on TNT on opening night, but other than that, viewership has been disappointing. ESPN's Wednesday night doubleheader, featuring the Milwaukee Bucks vs. Philadelphia 76ers and Phoenix Suns vs. Los Angeles Clippers, drew an average of only 1.6 million viewers, a shocking 42% drop from the previous year. Alarming comparisons. The Bucks' 76ers game alone attracted 1.71 million viewers, far below the 2.55 million who tuned in for last season's Boston Celtics vs. New York Knicks matchup. The Suns-Clippers game fared even worse, with a 49% drop in viewership, averaging just 1.52 million. Thursday night wasn't much better for TNT, as the game between the San Antonio Spurs and Dallas Mavericks saw a 29% drop in viewership, reaching only 1.45 million viewers. By Friday, things had worsened. ESPN's broadcast of the Indiana Pacers vs. New York Knicks game drew just 830,000 viewers, losing to a college football game on ESPN2, where Louisville faced Boston College. The future of NBA viewership. But NBA action continues. The league is back in full force this Wednesday with 11 thrilling games, including 2 key matchups broadcast on ESPN. At 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the Boston Celtics face the Indiana Pacers, followed by the San Antonio Spurs taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. What's happening with the NBA? Is this drop in viewership just a temporary setback, or are we witnessing a troubling trend for the future of the league? Celtics minority owner plans to buy the team at a discount. Could the team be sold for less than it's worth? While the Boston Celtics, the reigning NBA champions, have kicked off their season in full force, a silent drama is unfolding behind the scenes that could shake the team's structure. The team is up for sale, as announced last summer, and a deal is expected to be closed during the 2024-25 season. Who will buy the Celtics? For weeks and even months, rumors have swirled about potential buyers. But one strong name is already standing out: Steve Pagliuca, the Celtics' current minority owner. However, according to the New York Post, there's a shocking twist to this story. Pagliuca is considering buying the team at a discount. Pagliuca, who already owns around 20% of the Celtics shares, is reaching out to other minority shareholders, who together control about 30% of the team, trying to bring them into his bid. If he manages to secure their support, he would have an enormous advantage over any deep-pocketed buyers trying to join the race. Pagliuca has already hired Allen & Company and Rain Group to assist him in the negotiations. Celtics are worth a fortune, but the price could drop. The Celtics are valued at around $6 billion, but if Pagliuca turns out to be the only viable bidder, the New York Post suggests that he could close the deal for $5 billion. A huge difference. Even so, there are still many moving pieces, and the bidding process officially kicked off just weeks ago. The team has already hired JP Morgan and BDT and MSD Partners to oversee the sale, and talks with potential buyers are underway. Other potential buyers in the mix? Several names have been thrown into the mix as potential Celtics buyers. The Boston Globe recently highlighted 2 names to watch: Robert Hale, a Celtics limited partner, and Mark Bezos, the brother of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. However, their interest still seems uncertain. Another name that surfaced was the Fenway Sports Group, but they seem more focused on a potential Las Vegas expansion team. The Grosbeck family, who announced their intention to sell a majority stake in the team last summer after the title win, plans to sell 51% of the shares in an initial phase within the upcoming year. After that, the deal will be finalized by 2028, with WYC Grosbeck staying on as the team governor throughout the process. A detail that could turn buyers away. One interesting detail raised by the Post is that, unlike an NFL team, which is extremely profitable, the Celtics currently have a very high payroll, which could scare off potential buyers. The team is deep in the luxury tax due to their relentless pursuit of more wins, leading to financial losses. For potential new owners, it might be necessary to cut this payroll drastically to balance the books. What will happen? Fans are, of course, keeping a close eye on every move in this deal. With so many factors in play and rumors surfacing constantly, it's still unclear who will take the reins of the franchise. But for now, the Celtics continue their season at full strength, showing that, on the court, they remain one of the best teams in the league. Will Pagliuca manage to bargain for the most valuable team in the NBA? Or will another powerful name emerge to challenge his bid? The next chapters promise big drama. Latest report on Kristaps Porzingis makes the Celtics even scarier. Renowned reporter Shams Charania revealed information that could cause panic across the NBA regarding Porzingis' recovery timeline. The Celtics have been handling things just fine without Kristaps Porzingis, which isn't too surprising since they managed to do so during most of last season's playoff run. But the burning question is, when will Porzingis return? According to Shams Charania of ESPN, the Celtics could have Porzingis back by December. However, the most intriguing part comes next. Get ready. This makes Boston's team even more threatening than they already are. Charania stated, if they didn't have the luxury of being where they are right now, maybe there would be more pressure to bring KP back quickly. But they have the luxury of being patient. They can wait. There's no need to rush his return. And while discussing the December timeline, he dropped a hint that could frighten opponents even more. Right now, they're targeting December. But it could be even earlier. The Celtics get stronger by the day. Imagine this. The Celtics are so confident in their roster that they believe they can hold their ground, and even improve, with Porzingis sidelined until the end of the year. It's terrifying to think that what would be an enormous challenge for most teams seems easy for Boston. When most teams lose their starting center, especially someone as talented as Porzingis, they start counting down the days until his return. But not the Celtics. Thanks to their extremely well-rounded roster and the presence of veteran Al Horford, who seems to defy time with every game, they remain unbothered. What will happen when Porzingis returns? If Boston is already performing at a high level without him, just imagine how tough they'll be to beat when he's back on the court. Last season's success already proved the Celtics are a powerhouse. But what makes this season even more frightening is the fact that they might have gotten even better after winning the championship. Even though Boston will need Porzingis for the most crucial moments, they've shown rare confidence in being able to take their time with his recovery. Very few teams in the world can afford to survive without a player as good as him, which makes the Celtics even more terrifying as reigning champions. So the question remains, what will happen when Porzingis is back at 100%? Expect explosive moments for the fans and nightmares for their rivals. Get ready for a Boston Celtics team more dangerous than ever. Hey Celtics fanatics! What do you think of this news? Leave your opinion in the comments, as it's highly valued.